There is a man in every room that everyone likes. He agrees quickly. He laughs at the right moments. He never makes anyone uncomfortable. And here is the strange thing. No one respects him. Not really. They enjoy his company the way you enjoy background music. Present, pleasant, forgettable. Studies on social hierarchies consistently show that the people most eager to be liked are rated lowest in perceived status by the very groups they are trying to win over. Think about that. Your effort to be liked is actively working against you. So the question is not how to be more likable. The question is, what is that desperate need for approval actually costing you? This channel exists to show you the parts of human behavior that most people never talk about openly. Not because the information is forbidden, but because it is uncomfortable. And this topic is one of the most uncomfortable of all. Because the need to be liked is not a flaw in broken people. It is wired into almost everyone. But there is a threshold. Cross it, and something shifts in how others perceive you. Cross it too often, and you lose something that is very hard to get back. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what that something is, why it happens at a neurological level, and how the most influential people in any room have quietly mastered the opposite of what you were taught to do. Let's start with a concept psychologists call the approval trap. It looks like social skill on the surface, but underneath, it is a pattern of behavior driven entirely by anxiety. When you agree with someone to avoid friction, that is not connection. That is conflict avoidance wearing a mask. When you soften your opinion because you sense the room disagrees, you are not being diplomatic. You are self-erasing. And people feel that, even when they cannot name it. There is a famous case study from Robert Cialdini's research on social proof and liking. He found that people who were universally agreeable in group settings were consistently underestimated in terms of intelligence and capability, even when they were objectively the most qualified person present. The room did not see their competence. It only saw their eagerness. Think about someone you genuinely respect, not someone you like, someone you respect. Chances are they have said something to you that you did not want to hear. They have held a position under pressure. They have, at some point, let you sit with discomfort instead of rushing to dissolve it. That is not coldness. That is the signature of someone who does not need your approval to feel stable. And your nervous system reads that stability as authority. You cannot fake it. The body language bleeds through. The micro-expressions betray the internal state. When your sense of self is contingent on whether the person across from you is pleased with you, you are not in a conversation. You are in an audition. And audiences do not follow the actors they feel sorry for. Now let's go deeper. Because this is not just a behavior pattern. This is a neurological loop. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. When you receive social approval, a smile, a laugh, someone agreeing with you, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical triggered by food, sex, and gambling. That reward signal is powerful, and just like any reward system, the brain begins to optimize for it. You start making micro-decisions in every social interaction based on what will generate that hit. You choose the safer opinion. You mirror their energy instead of expressing your own. You become, over time, a mirror, reflecting whoever you are with. The clinical term for this pattern at its extreme is sociotropy. It was identified by psychiatrist Aaron Beck, the same man who built the foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy. Sociotropy is essentially an excessive investment in positive relationships to the point where your entire emotional regulation depends on social approval. Beck found that highly sociotropic individuals are significantly more vulnerable to depression, specifically because their emotional baseline is outsourced to other people. But here is what Beck's research also revealed, and this is the part most people miss. Sociotropic individuals often report being liked by many people and feeling profoundly alone. They are surrounded by connections that feel hollow. Because every relationship built on performance, on being whoever someone needs you to be, is structurally incapable of producing genuine intimacy. You cannot be truly seen when you are constantly editing yourself to be accepted. The approval is real. The connection is an illusion. Now here is where this gets dangerous. Because the approval trap is not just a personal limitation. It is an exploitable vulnerability. And the people who understand dark psychology know exactly how to use it. The technique is called validation anchoring. It is used by manipulators, high-pressure salespeople, cult recruiters, and certain kinds of toxic partners. The structure is simple and devastating. First, they give you intense, disproportionate approval early. They make you feel seen in a way you have rarely felt before. Your dopamine spikes. Your guard drops. Then once that emotional anchor is set, once your brain has associated them with that feeling of being liked and accepted, they begin to withdraw it selectively. They go slightly cold. They pull back. They introduce subtle criticism. And you, without realizing it, start working to recover that original feeling. You become more agreeable, more accommodating, more willing to compromise things you should not compromise. You are not being manipulated by an external force at that point. You are being manipulated by your own neurochemistry. This is why understanding the approval trap is not just about self-improvement, it is about protection. The moment someone recognizes that your sense of self-worth is dependent on their validation, you have handed them a lever. And the antidote is not to become cold or to stop caring what people think entirely. That is just a different dysfunction. The antidote is what psychologists call earned confidence. A self-concept that is internally referenced rather than externally dependent. You develop opinions because you have thought deeply. You hold positions because you have tested them. You give approval selectively, which means when you do give it, it carries actual weight. People begin to feel something different around you. A quiet pull. An instinct that your opinion matters. Here is the reframe. And this is the thing that ties everything together. Go back to that man in the room that everyone likes. The one who agrees quickly, laughs easily, never makes anyone uncomfortable. The one no one truly respects. I told you there was a question hidden in that image. Here it is. What if the reason he is so likable is exactly because he is so safe? And what if being safe is just another word for being predictable? And what if being predictable is just another word for being low stakes? Here is the psychological reality. Respect is not the same as comfort. Respect is generated by the sense that someone has something you could lose access to. Their attention, their agreement, their presence. When those things are freely and unconditionally available, they become worthless. Not because the person is worthless, but because value in every domain of human experience is a function of scarcity. This does not mean you should be withholding or manipulative. It means you should be genuinely selective, not as a tactic, as a standard. When your like means something, people want it. When your approval is not guaranteed, people pay attention. When you are capable of disagreement without needing to be forgiven for it, you become someone people take seriously. The man who is liked by everyone controls no room. the man who is respected by a few and whose few is earned, that man shapes the direction of every conversation he walks into. The open loop from the beginning of this video closes here. The cost of being too easily liked is not just social status. It is your own interiority. It is the quiet erosion of a self. If this shifted something in how you see yourself or the people around you, that means it did its job. This channel exists for exactly that. One video at a time, pulling back the layer that most people never look beneath. If you found value here, leave a like. It helps more people find this work. Subscribe if you want to go deeper. Every week, a new angle on the psychology that actually governs human behavior. Think about one person in your life who commands genuine respect. Not the most agreeable person you know, the most grounded. Now consider, what would it take to become that? You already know part of the answer. I'll see you in the shadows.